We are back. Vlog, I believe 17 on, it should be 17 because it's week 17 of training. And this one's probably going to be quite short because I only have a few questions. And I believe it's because I've been banned on social media so many times. Last one was because I put a picture of a frog on. Okay, bear in mind the frog was hanging over on a rope, but still, it was a flipping doll frog. So, yeah. Anyway, week 17, absolutely beaten up to bits. I haven't slept properly. Let me double check. I think nearly a week now, and I can feel it. Definitely, everything has gone tits up, so to speak. So last time I had somewhat good sleep was, Jesus Christ, Thursday, February 3rd. It's 13 days since I haven't slept properly. And I can definitely feel it, like everything is sore. I'm not recovering properly. My mood is, how can I even describe? Best would be easily irritated, which I rarely get. Planned the day off completely from everything, everyone. No social media interactions, no human interactions, no nothing. I often do those kind of days, and I haven't done one for very, 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 very long time, and I think I'm just well overdue. Just pack my bags and do whatever the hell I want. Somewhere out of everyone's eyes, just walk and chill. So, that being said, we have 3 weeks left on pushing hard in my gym sessions, and I still have 2 substrate days where I'm literally making sure I'm improving my ability to tolerate a lot of a load in very short period of time. And then I do have 2 high intensity workouts where it's basically lower amount of reps, high amount of load, and paired with some explosive movements. And then I have thrown in 1 kind of calisthenic workout where it's just bodyweight stuff with some rotational movements like farmer's walks, reverse lunges, some side jumps, lateral jumps, all those kind of things. And also chiropractor every week, sports massage every week, hell of a lot of food. Well, I need a bit more food since I have an extra training day now. And I'm trying to go to bed early. I'm trying to get everything done the way I have done before. But because I have so many things coming up, I think it's playing up on my mind as well, so it kind of interferes with my recovery. And another thing is obviously all this nonsense that's happening is closely related to how it affects my family. And so that's why there are so many things I have planned this year that are completely unrelated to training, which is basically to bring everything I do on different level. Figuring out how I can contribute more to anyone. That will mean at some point I will have to pull back. I'll probably have to work a bit less just to learn more so I can come back and be more useful. Otherwise, it's very hard to do the same amount of work I do now and learn something new. And if I don't learn anything new at all in a week, I just get so annoyed. Like, if you want to piss me off, don't let me learn. Like, that's the easiest way how to get to me. Anyway, we're gonna dig into questions. I still don't know my body weight. I couldn't care less anymore because my scales are all over the place. But I'm definitely not weighing any less anymore. Food intake is pretty much constant. Very low compared to what I usually eat. And so just over 5,000 calories. But the fitter I am, the less food I need to maintain my physique, which is great. And that also means that the fitter I am, the less I burn through carbs like there is no tomorrow. Whereas when my fitness levels are absolutely piss poor, I need to have around 1,000 grams of carbs a day just to function properly, which is not good. It's just flipping stupid. So I can go and brag about like how I can stay lean and whatnot on hell of a lot of garbage food, but let's be honest, it's just having an efficient metabolism. And that's nothing to brag about. So training is, like I said, two sessions are substrate training, where I do one session solely lower body, another session is purely upper body, and it's not like push-pull or whatnot, it's just upper body and lower body. And then I do either squat or bench press in strength training days. That's it, no other movements really. And still look fairly decent, I would say. So let's get into questions. Like I said, there aren't many this week, and most likely because I have been how do you even call it? Shadow banned? And my social media has been in a prison, but it is what it is. So, first one, how important is nutrition in bodybuilding, and what benefits does eating clean bring? Everyone's definition of eating clean is completely different to begin with. I used to blend tuna and drink it. Someone would say it's eating clean. I would say it's fucking idiot. It worked great, but Jesus, I can't even think about doing something like that. I used to blend chicken, 300 grams of chicken, 50 grams of broccoli. I used to boil chicken like 1.5 kilos in the morning, then portion it out by 300 grams, and then just blend it and drink it. How important is nutrition in bodybuilding? Probably way more important than training itself. There is a perception like you can or can't outwork the bad diet and this and that. You definitely can outwork bad diet if you are an athlete. Bodybuilders are not athletes. Let's just get that clear. There is nothing athletic about bodybuilding. You can be absolutely disabled and still look fairly decent just by doing bodybuilding style of training, because you literally need to learn how to be extremely inefficient to make your muscles look good. And that's it. And this is where the best physiques shine, in those people who can really nail nutrition down, who are not eating garbage, who are not waking up with some bloody bacon butties and things like that. You can literally have subpar training and eat well, and you will look 10 times better who trains really hard and eats shit now and then. I have tried it, and it just does not work. It just doesn't. I can get away with a lot of things, and like when I was dieting, I was eating jam sandwiches, but people still are so oblivious to not understand. I was eating that straight before training. I would not eat it any other time. My food intake was a ton of greens, prawns, the leanest protein you can imagine. I wasn't even eating chicken. I was eating white fish and prawns, like literally just leanest protein you can imagine. And my fat intake was extremely low. Some days like 20 grams. Try to get 20 grams of fat a day. You will be really, really surprised how little that is and how hard it is to get that in. And nutrition is way more important in bodybuilding than anything else, even drugs. Like, you can take as many things as you want. You're not going to look good if you eat like an asshole. Simple as. So when it comes to any other things, then you can get it with much more. You don't really bother about like having extra gram of fat on somewhere. But in bodybuilding, nutrition is probably the most important thing. Then comes your training. Then probably PEDs come somewhere in a mix. You can have decent physique by just taking some performance enhancing drugs, but you will look like a gym rat, not a bodybuilder. My definition of a bodybuilder is someone who looks jacked as fuck, is strong, and is nicely proportioned. People who just take drugs, they look like solar marshmallows, and they can go and brag about how they are bodybuilders and whatnot, but most of them have never even competed. can't pose for shit, and will never be lean because they just don't have the mindset that's required to get lean. Next, moving on, heart rate monitors, apps to track ATC. I'd like something I can wear non-stop. Well, first of all, none of them are precise. I have heard a lot of good things about, what was the strap now? Oh, forgot. But there's a strap you can wear that has nothing that you can look at. You need to check on your phone, so it's no distraction. You're not going to check your steps every 2 minutes, but apparently that's quite good. I forgot what it's called, but there's nothing that's precise. So I genuinely kind of like polar strap because it goes directly around your heart, and I would find fairly pointless to track something outside my physical activity as well. Like, you can get a bit excited about seeing a dog in front of you, and you'll just show that you're burning extra calories and your heart rate is going through the roof and whatnot. It's just junk information that gives no benefit whatsoever. But yeah, most likely it's just your good old Fitbits and stuff. I do like Oura Ring for tracking my sleep. Like I said, nothing is precise, but at least I can monitor trends, where it's going, where it's been, what's happening. I can definitely kind of pinpoint now how I'm going to feel and how I'm going to perform in my training session just by checking my Oura Ring. I don't even, Oura Ring counts your steps as well. I never check steps. I've never considered steps as anything. It's just part of daily routines that anyone should have. And like when I would be dieting, I would go on Stairmaster straight away and just go like 10-15 minutes all out. But it's just me. So I can't say there is anything that is very precise to begin with, so you need to take that into account. But I would say watch is your best call. But yeah, when I use polar strap, I use Elite HRV to check my HRV and resting heart rate. But most of the time, I just check my HRV on my Oura Ring. I still have old Oura Rings that they don't charge you subscription for. And then I check my energy output on polar strap whilst training. I only wear it when I train, before and after training. Then I can track how quick I recover in between sets, and compare my data and how I have improved from session 1 to session, let's say, 16. Because my training sessions do not really change. It might look like I do a lot of weird stuff, but I will do same weird stuff for like a year in a row. Only difference is now I actually put some videos out about all the little things as well, but I'll still do my presses, pulls, and whatnot. So yeah, find something that you like. You know, I can't imagine me wearing a watch. It's just personal thing because someone stole a really expensive watch from me that was a gift from my aunt back home. So I never wear a watch anymore. And it's just, yeah. But I know a lot of girls, they wear watches on their hands and then put them on ankles, and you know, you can do that kind of stuff. Heart rate monitors, not a single one is precise. Just take that into account, pick one thing that you think you can stick with, and run with it. Next, what are your top values in life? You son of a... Can tell you've been reading some good books. I think my top values are pretty much obvious. Well, at least obvious for me. That's honesty, loyalty, and desire to create things. I would say would be my top 3. I don't give a shit about someone being empathetic and God knows what else. I'm like, dude, I don't need anyone to hold my hands, and I don't need... I just don't value those kind of things. You know, where I come from, where I was raised, you were literally told, you know, dude, man the fuck up. Now you can't even say that. And but back home, you're like, okay, I'm worrying for no good reason. let's figure this shit out and move on. So like being honest, being loyal. I have few friends back home that I know I can completely ignore for years, but if I ever need anything, they'll be there, no matter what. That's just how we rolled. We were 8 guys back home. We were just doing everything together. I could sit at home not sit at home, be asleep and get a phone call at 2 o'clock in the morning. Look, I need your help, and I would be there for them. And same comes the other way around. I would be there. They would be there for me if needs be. But yeah, those are my kind of values. Don't bullshit. First of all, don't bullshit yourself, and then don't lie to others. At least try to avoid it. I know it's hard. Sometimes you think like you're doing a world of good. We all have done it, and I don't think single person on the planet is always honest. But work towards that, And but yeah. So desire to create, I think, is something that became apparent just last few years. That I feel it's a waste of life if you don't want to create something. I have spoken to a hell of a lot of you, and especially people whom I work with, and I try to encourage, look, you don't do this for yourself. You don't train, you don't diet, you don't try to improve your health for yourself. If you don't understand that people are looking up to you, even if you don't know that, there is always someone looking, observing you. Give them something positive to look at. Don't be one of those idiots who walks in the gym and I'm so tired, I don't want to be here, blah, blah, blah. Just don't go to the gym then. Realize that you are someone else's inspiration. You want it or not, there is always someone looking up to you. It may be your kids, it may be your neighbor, it may be some random person you don't even know exists. And that's what I mean by having a value of wanting to create something. Create a positive environment that others can kind of see as something that they want to copy and improve their own lives. So, yeah, you caught me on that one. I'll send you some more book recommendations. Another one, most valuable lesson learned from past experiences of coaching and training, competing. Most valuable lesson is probably less is more. I learned very quick to not listen to people who are in no position to give you advice. A lot of people, they go in a gym and then they will just listen to the most random person in front of them and never question their authority and just go with it. And then when people start asking them, what the hell are you doing? I don't know. So I was lucky to be raised in a tiny country where you pretty much knew everyone. It's very hard to distinguish now who is good, who is not. You have hell of a lot of these pro so-called athletes that say no, absolutely nothing. They're so thick, it's just ridiculous. And me coming from a country of just over 2 million of people living there, you knew everyone who was the best, and you knew exactly, is that best athlete just a good athlete, or is he also a coach? There is massive difference. Just because someone is good at something doesn't mean they know how to teach you how to become good. Look at Michael Jordan. He's absolutely shit at training anyone else in basketball. He's shit general manager, and he's just garbage. He's a great athlete, but that's it. To be a coach, to be a manager, to be anything apart from your skill sets that you're good at, you need to have completely different mindsets, and you need to have completely different skill set to kind of complete that. So yeah, that was my biggest takeaway, is that I was surrounded by people who were exceptionally great. Some of the world's I used to train with guys who were top 3 in world strongest man, Europe's champions in powerlifting. We had a guy who was Olympic weightlifter, extreme, and obviously where I come from, you had KK who was bloody deadlifted 430 kilos in underpants, no straps, no nothing. So when you're surrounded with people like that and you actually talk to them, you'll understand that they don't do anything crazy. They just train methodically, doing same exact thing day in and day out, never trying to reinvent something, never trying to do some kind of stupid thing, never try to change everything every single week. Like one of my mentors and friend Andy Triana says, doing same thing all the time is something that people don't understand, should be honored a lot. That best athletes are those who do same exact thing whole career. If you want to build bench press, you're gonna bench press all your life. You're not gonna start doing some incline, whatever the hell, reverse banded bullshit. But yeah, the biggest thing I took away from training, competing, training others, training myself was definitely to do less with more intent. Especially when I just started training, we only had a barbell and squat rack, self-made squat rack, and a very piss poor bench. And everyone was jacked. Like, we only did squats and bench press. That's pretty much it. So you did some handstands and all that kind of stuff in between, just a lot of calisthenics. But genuinely, when I didn't never even do any other exercise apart from squat and leg press for my legs until I moved to UK. And I was already squatting 270 for 12. I was squatting 300 kilos for a few reps. I haven't done it for a while, just because I had a little niggle and whatnot. But yeah, keep it simple. Less is more. That's the main thing I took away with my own training others, and competed. Last, not least, what should you prioritize when your week has gone tits up? Well, need to define what tits up is. Questions come into Tuesday. If by Tuesday your week is tits up, something's wrong. I would never even class a week as tits up. I often speak about language. Don't use language that makes you kind of give up. Oh, fuck, I messed everything up. Yeah. There are many other ways how to describe it. I would say, like, unfortunate start of the week. That makes you move slightly different, think slightly different, and appreciate things on a completely different level. And then that week will be much easier. Instead of, oh, I messed everything up. If it's that kind of mindset, most of the people, I know you're probably not going to do that, but most of the people will give up completely and I'll just restart everything next Monday. So follow up on that question is, what should you prioritize when your week has gone tits up? Would it be weights, cardio, or recovery? So like I said, you need to define what tits up actually means. And this is why I track everyone's feedback so thoroughly. Body weight, resting heart rate, sleep, mood changes, give me a positive feedback on something that happened this week. All those things taken together give me a picture of what should you prioritize. Should it be weight? Should it be cardio? Should it be recoveries? And look back on a few weeks. Because what happened today or yesterday is not consequence of what happened just a few hours before. It's probably something that has stacked up for weeks at end. So if your body or your brain has given up, that means something happened before. That's why I'm so big on journaling and always making notes. Bear in mind, I do believe, I might be completely wrong, but I do believe once you wrote this down and sent it to me, you probably figured out answer already what you need to do. Do you need to go hit gym hard? Do you need to go and do some conditioning? Or do you just need to chill the hell out, put everything aside and figure out what to do and preserve your energy for sessions that are going to come later on? Bear in mind, training isn't everything, but at the same time, training is the best thing that keeps human body alive and useful. That's why we train. Like, most of the people don't go to gym to look jacked. They go to gym because they understand it's keeping them healthy. and especially now, people are still so oblivious to not realizing that with all this madness that has happened over the last few years, they should really look after their own health. And no, let's take a job and that's it. Let's just ignore everything and just take some drugs and hope for best. Fucking stupid. So, yeah, answer to your question is, I think you probably figured out what you need to do. More often than not, it's probably a rest, and not so much physical, sometimes mental, like I mentioned at the beginning. I like having days off from everyone. And I mean everyone, every single living, breathing human being out of my eyes. Just get in a car, drive somewhere and go for a walk. Like literally on my own. I can go to restaurant on my own. I can go to cinema on my own. I need those kind of days. I feel at my best when I do them. Like maybe you needed that kind of rest, and instead of rest from a gym. Maybe being in a gym is your type of rest. So for everyone, it's individual, and you just need to realize that you need to figure out what restores your energy. I have often talked about different personalities and creating different things and whatnot, and you can create a personality that is habit-driven to recharge you mentally and physically. Just figure out what it is, who you need to become, how you need to dress, where you need to go, how you need to speak to yourself, what actions you need to take, and then just do them. And once you figure out this one person that is that person that gives you that boost of energy that you sometimes need, just stick to it. For a lot of people, that will be going out and meeting their friends. For a lot of people, that will be going out on a date, and so on and so forth. Don't do what I do. I'm just telling you what I do as an example. But yeah, when you get to a point where you feel like, Jesus, I messed it up, just look back on what led to it. Because it's never just one thing. When something goes awkwardly wrong, it's usually a summary of things that has stacked up. Like weather is not good lately, and maybe it's a bit tough to stick to your routine. Maybe someone is talking down on you. Like maybe you don't want to even admit that your environment is not encouraging what you do, what you try to achieve. Maybe you feel like you are on your own because there's no one else around you who understands you. I've been there. Like when I try to learn about health, wealth, relationships, all those kind of things, I can't speak to people who are around me because I know those people. I want to be on different mindsets, and I need to reach out to people who are way up in front of me. This is why I have signed myself off for next 12 months on personal development courses. That's going to be just one after another. Another reason I want to do that, because like I mentioned in one of the previous questions, that I desire to create something. I want to do these things to give back to people who I surround. I don't want to just sit comfortably on like, oh, this is great. I've got the work, I got house, I got this and that. I'm never satisfied. Never, ever, and never will be. Like my mom used to tell me, why don't you just calm down and settle down? I won't. It's just not me. And if people around me don't understand that, then they soon realize that I just move on without them. Simple. But yeah, those are the questions for this week. It's getting tougher with training. It's getting tougher mentally because I haven't slept for a while. But yeah, I'm targeting that with everything I can. But I do acknowledge that it's just a few weeks left, and then I'll have probably a week or two of not training at all. I will be going to gym, but I'll probably do just some mobility work and whatnot, a bit of conditioning, reset myself for next block to come. But that will have to be a bit more precise because I will have a lot of interruptions throughout the year. I'm definitely not going to compete this year. We'll see how it's going to happen next year. It might be completely different mindset next year, but this year is fully dedicated on growing as a person, growing my business, growing my relationships, growing everything in between, staying fit and healthy. I am definitely the fittest I have been at my body weight, and definitely the fittest I have been in probably last 4 or 5 years. I can jump, I can run, I can do all sorts, and I'm still 120 kilos, which is great. Great feeling. I look good, I feel good, and I feel very positive about this coming year. And on that note, I hope you all are too. And drop me some questions and comments as usual. If I can't, don't message me, because I don't read messages. But if you drop a comment in below, I always check them back, and then I add them to next week's videos, and I often put it on Instagram that I'm going to be doing next video as well, so you can throw in some questions there. On that note, I'm going to leave you and speak to you next week.